Hey guys, today we're going to be looking at this battery by Temgot. This is a lithium iron phosphate lead acid replacement battery. This battery is a little different in that we have a steel case battery, not just your regular plastic battery. This is a 12 volt or 12.8 volt nominal, 460 amp hours of capacity. So that will give you 5,888 watt hours of usable capacity as per the specifications of this battery. So one thing that's great about lithium iron phosphate batteries over lead acid is they last a lot longer. Lead acid batteries, I've known them to burn out maybe in like 3 to 4 years, where if I've been using lithium iron phosphate batteries for over 5 years now, and I haven't had any issues with any of my batteries. So this specific battery here can do 250 amps of discharge. And it's recommended to do 92 amps of charging max, but you can push that a little bit further if you want to. So with a 12 volt, 250 amp, you can do a lot of discharging with one single battery. That gives you about 3,200 watts of continuous output. It has all the typical protections that you would expect out of a lithium iron phosphate battery with an appropriate BMS, has overcurrent, has over discharge, it has over voltage, under voltage, high temperature, low temperature. It has all the protections that you will need to keep your battery running for a long time. Now, one thing I need to say is that this battery is not waterproof. So if you are going to use something like this, you do need to keep it in your cabin and out of the elements, which in most cases is where your battery is going to be regardless. This one here can also do a series connection of up to 4. So you can make a 48 volt if you had 4 of these batteries connected into series. The dimensions of the battery is 18 inches wide, and then it's about 10.5 inches tall, and then about 10 inches. So on the front of the battery, you can see we have the name, lithium iron phosphate, 12.8 volts, 460 amp hours. We also have the model number, the type, the energy, so 5,888 watt hours. We have the charging voltage, the max charging current of 250 amps, but again, they recommend to do, I think it's 92 amps. And then we also have a max discharge current of 250 amps. This battery does weigh a little bit. How much does this battery weigh? Oh, I don't see a weight on their website. I wonder if it's in the user manual. They do give a user manual. So with the battery comes a warranty card, and it says, within 5 years, if our product fails to work normally, the customer assists us in completing all the battery testing, and both parties confirm that the product does have quality problems, we will provide refund services, send the new product to the customer for free. So it looks like we have a 5-year warranty on this battery. Here we go. Weight, 100.3 pounds. So this is 100 pounds, this battery here, or 45.5 kilograms for the rest of the world. And we just have some information on battery charging methods, battery charger. We also get some terminal covers, which are here. So these terminal covers will cover over top and keep your lugs from contacting each other. Oh, okay, they go on just like that. So you have a little gap here, and then you can put that on. You can have your lug coming out this way, or you can have it coming out down, up, whichever way you would like. But that's nice that they add some protection here for your lugs. As you can see here, we have some really nice terminal points here, and very nice, big, beefy to get your terminal lugs on there, because you are going to be pulling a lot of amps if you're doing a high load. So, I mean, 250 amps continuous, you need something like this in order to pass those amps properly and not overheat. So this has Bluetooth as well, this battery, and we also have a screen on top. So I'm going to bring you in a little closer and we'll take a look at the screen. Okay, so to activate the screen, you just press the on button. Now this screen here, there's no way to turn it off. You just have to let it time out. I think it times out after about 30 seconds, so not a big deal. But you can see on the first screen here, we have 42%, and then you'll have the current going in or out, the voltage of the battery, the temperature in Fahrenheit, and then the predicted usage time. So if you're charging this on like 30 amps, it'll give you a predicted time for it to be fully charged on that load. And then on page 2, you can either click there or press the power button. But you can see here, we can turn on off discharging and charging by a touch of a screen. And then we have 460 amp hours. This battery has been cycled 4 times. Our maximum minimum temperature, there's 4, I believe it's 4 temperature sensors, 3 or 4 temperature sensors in this battery. Our status is normal. Now if we come to page 3 here, it'll give you each individual cell voltage. And then you can see here, you can just press the power button and it'll cycle through the pages as well. But this is really handy to have if you don't want to pull your phone out, connect to the app and everything. You can just quickly glance at this screen. It's very handy to have that screen built in. So you can also see here on the front, we do have a vent here in case any gases build up inside of here. Highly unlikely event, but they do have a relief valve here to let any gases out so that this doesn't expand and possibly pop. But again, it is a metal cased battery. Top here we have 2 handles that retract down. I do a teardown on this battery, so I do take the lid off and show you what the internals look like and the cells and the BMS. Stay tuned for that. That is pretty much it. Now we're going to charge it up to full and we're going to do a discharge test, and then we're going to open it up and take a look inside. So let's get that rolling. Okay, I'm ready for my discharge test. Now, as you can see on the app for the battery, we have 100%. It actually shows 477.8 amp hours out of 460. So we'll test that. So let's go back to my monitoring app. You can see here we're at 100%. At the bottom left corner, there's 0 cumulative amp hours. So let's pre-charge the resistors and we will turn the load on. And you can see there, we are discharging at about 84 amps, which is pretty good for this battery at 460 amp hours. So I'm going to let this test run. Should take roughly about, where's my run time? Oh, it should take about 5.5 hours to deplete this battery. So we'll be back when the test is over and see what our amp hour capacity is. All right, my capacity test is done and we tested out at 480.802 amp hours, which is 20 amp hours above the rated capacity of the battery of 460 amp hours. So this test is a pass beyond a pass beyond a pass. So next, let's open it up and see what they're using inside to achieve this great result. And we'll take an overall look at the battery. And as you can see here on the screen, my discharge test is concluded. We have 0%. We have 11.88 volts. And you can see all our individual cell voltages there. But let's open up the screws. Oh, I just noticed something on here actually that I didn't notice before. I actually have some shipping damage here. So I can see that this screw here has been pushed down and you can see the lip here. And there's a bit of a scuff on the corner from an impact during shipping. They did ship it very well packed in foam, so this must have been dropped from pretty high up. But that's kind of one of the problems with these really heavy batteries, is sometimes the shippers don't realize how heavy the package actually is and they go to pick it up and drop it. So unfortunately, we do have a bit of shipping damage here in the corner. I think I can fix it just by bending it out, but let's see if I can get the screws off. Now there's just Phillips screws around the perimeter. Okay, I got all the screws off. Now I have to be careful because this display is going to be wired in. Ooh, the damaged part is holding me up there. Just very carefully. Okay, there we go. All right, now I got to see how this is connected. Okay, we just have a clip. There we go. So this is the lid here. Yeah, you can see where the damage has happened here. Now, I think I can bend that back out pretty easily with a hammer and a block. So I'll try that. This area here looks pretty good. It just seems to be some of the damage localized to the lid here. But you can see our display, and then we have it caulked around the edges here for a little bit of waterproofing. Now this is not a waterproof case. As you can see, there's no rubber gasket from here to here. And then we have some neoprene foam to push down this piece here. And I'm assuming the top of the cells are going to be here. Now here are the bolts that are going to be for the handle. And yeah, that's the lid. Okay, next let's take this top off. Okay, so it looks like we have a 2P4S configuration. What that means is 2 in parallel, so these 2 batteries are together, and then they series over this way, and then these 2 batteries are together, and that series over to here, and then these 2 batteries are paralleled, and then seriesed over, and then these 2 are paralleled. So these are 230 amp hour cells individually, and then when you bond them together, that's going to be 460. And we can see here that these bus bars are actually removable too. So this battery is serviceable, which you don't see very often. So you can actually unbolt this bus bar and pull it off. And these bus bars are very thick. I can't find my thickness gauge, but I can tell you these are mighty thick. Let's take a picture so I can put it up on screen. See how thick those really are. Let's pull off one of these channels and see if I can't get to the QR code. Okay, you can see here on this rail, this was holding down the cells. And we have neoprene foam here to compress them down. And then the vent holes are actually opened on these as well. So if these ever needed to vent in the unlikely event that these batteries had an issue, they could do so. Okay, I can see in between here, in between each cell, there is neoprene foam holding each cell. And then around the perimeter, there is resin board. And then actually on the end here too, where this comes out, there's also some neoprene foam in between there. And we have a temperature sensor over here directly glued to a cell. And we also have a temperature sensor over here glued right to the cell. The BMS is on a tray that is bolted in the sides here. So if you had to swap out the BMS, these 3 screws here releases the tray that the BMS is on. So you take all these off of here, and then you can pull that BMS directly out. I can snap a picture of the BMS. I'm not going to pull everything apart, but I can snap a picture of that BMS. You can see there we have SP04S060-S-K version 1.2. And it is a 250 amp. I'm assuming that's charge and discharge. So you can see how well designed this is. Like they even have little plastic holders to hold down the wires. They all got this spiral wrap on them to keep them all nice and neat. Everything is glued. Everything has their markings as far as quality control is concerned. So somebody has looked over this battery. Now let's check the QR code and see if we can't find what cells we are. I haven't had very good luck with this QR code reader lately. And we got one. Okay, so these are EVE-Power cells. Now I know EVE-Power cells very well. They've worked out great for me over the years. So all in all, this is very, very nice build quality. Very simple. The BMS is very chunky. Let's do a cold temperature test on one of these probes here. Set up here to do my test. As you can see, we are charging. So I'm going to pull one of these sensors off the battery. Kind of get the glue out of here. Sometimes the glue acts as an insulator. Okay, it should be good enough. And we will put that in. And let's see what happens. Sometimes it might take a little while. And there we go. Now, just because I moved the charger a little bit, people might think that I cheated there. So let's put that back in. Hold that steady. This should be a little bit quicker because the sensor's already chilled. And my hand's starting to get, oh, there we go. Okay, so we have cold temperature. Now let's test the high temperature. Okay, again, we are charging. And there you go. So high temperature works as well. Low and high both work. Okay, I'm satisfied that low and high both work. So I'm going to put this back together and recharge it back up. Okay, that's going to wrap it up for the review of the Temgot 460 amp hour battery that I achieved 480 amp hours of capacity out of. It's a little bit of a shame with the shipping damage. I bet you if I was to reach out to them, they would probably send me a replacement. I would have to ship this back to them, no doubt. So for me, that little bit of shipping damage isn't an issue. I can still use this battery just fine. But other than that, this battery performed excellent, and I don't foresee me having any issues with this battery in the future. And it is really nice that it is one big battery, and I can just install it and forget it. So if you have any questions about this battery or this company, let me know in the comment section below, and I will try to answer them for you. And with that, thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe and like the video, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.